does he have to take his friends' leftovers? And I guess they're not good friends anymore. Why is that? Because that was acceptable to do that? Oh, here's my buddy old pal. No, they're not good friends anymore.
Well, so this is just a moral issue with you.
Oh, it's very moral.
So
it's supposedly the unwritten rule, but it is written in God's word.
So
God's
you
word
embrace the
tells
scripture
us.
pretty much. How are you on Matthew 7:15? Judge not yet, chief be judged.
I'm not the one judging. I'm just trying to give him godly counsel. I'm giving him godly counsel.
So do you cherry pick the Bible?
No, I don't. You can say what you want, but unless you can tell me that what God's word says isn't so.
No, I'm saying it is so. You're the one that's rewriting it, and listen.
And I'm not rewriting it. I've spoken to many a godly person who says that it is interpreted as neighbor is friend, wife is girlfriend. You just don't do that.
Wow, okay. Have y'all spoken pretty badly about her?
Not really.
Have they called her a
Definitely.
trash and a homewrecker?
Yes, sir.
I don't use that word. That's a young person word.
So you're okay with and trash and homewrecker, but not draw the line at skank?
Well, you know, if the body fits. I don't know where he's getting that. I make a point not to.
Well, did you refer to her?
I don't know where he heard that.
Well, I'm not asking where you heard it. I'm asking you, did you say it?
No. I might think it, but I don't believe I said it.
Did you refer to her as trash and homewrecker?
Yes, probably I have.
Okay.
And immoral and disrespectful. Yes. She has no conscience. Most girls that, if they didn't get along with the parents, they would have been out of there.
Well, how are you on Ephesians 4:29, which says, let no corrupting talk come from your mouth?
But until she came along, our family has been very close.
Did you stand up for your wife? Because your family wasn't big on her,
Well,
right?
right,
Totally different
right.
circumstances.
But they weren't big on you, true?
Well,
They were until after we married.
They were until you married? And then after you married, they weren't
Right.
a big fan of yours.
Right.
But did you stand up for her then?
No. And granted, if I had to do all over again, yes, I would have.
Well, y'all read a different Bible than I read. What I read said you leave your mother and father and cleave unto your wife.
You want me to meet her, I'll meet her. What do you want me to say to her? How can you look yourself in the mirror when you've done what you've done? Most girls couldn't stand to be in a relationship with someone that she felt the parents didn't accept her. Any other girl would walk away. But Hannah is all about Hannah.
You've never given her a chance.
Really?
I don't need
So
to
you
give her a
think
chance.
any girl would walk away from the man she loves if because his parents didn't like her?
He
You
gave
think you
me-
should have that power
No,
over her?
No. He gave me the ultimatum. This wasn't my choice. He gave me the ultimatum a week after he was with the girl. Now, not knowing whether your relationship with her is going to work or not, he's willing to throw his entire family away over this girl.
But that was him talking, not her. She didn't say that, but she did say some things. Listen to what she has to say, and then I'll bring her up. Hannah, you know Gary. Y'all have seen each other before, and this is Gail. This is your future mother-in-law.
Yes.
And this is your... Boy, if looks could kill.
Because what he says is wrong.
Who says is wrong?
Ryan. They haven't tried numerous times. And what she says is wrong. She hasn't tried numerous times. I've seen her twice. Once when she didn't know I saw her in Walmart. She was in front of me.
She never met you, so how did she know what you look like?
And if I was in front of you and I didn't know you were there, how was I supposed to say anything
What
to
would
you?
you like to say to him? You think she should, because you don't like her...
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So you wouldn't mind if she took your ex-boyfriend?
You wouldn't mind if somebody she knew took your ex-boyfriend. Are you through with your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
So I suppose you wouldn't mind if someone...
No, I wouldn't.
Probably not.
Your theory is that she used to date a friend of Ryan's.
Well, he must have been good enough friend. He took him to pick out his ex-fiance's engagement ring.
Okay, so that would be a yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So she used to date his friend, but then they broke up.
Yeah, probably the night before so she could go to his party and manipulate him.
Okay. Now, that would be conjecture. You have no basis for saying that, right? That's just conjecture.
Oh, probably just speculation, but I would say it happened.
How long after she broke up with your friend before you two started dating?
Probably a good 6 months.
It was like 4 months.
4 months.
It wasn't like she broke up with your friend Friday night
Not even
and
close.
came
No.
over to your house and
No,
started
sir.
manipulating you on Saturday. She waited 4 months. She waited 4 months before she started manipulating you.
I don't care.
So she calls it.
Lie.
Okay, that's a lie.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Can I
so
ask how you know that? Have you ever met me to know that? You're going off of what Ryan's ex says. And of
No.
course, she's going to say horrible things because she's jealous that Ryan has moved on.
okay. Well, hang on. I mean, I'm trying to get some facts out here.
Okay,
I have a lot of opinions, but how long, by the way, have you been broken up with your ex?
4 years? 4.5?
4.5 years.
3.
We've been together for 3. It was a year before we even started hanging out.
Just because he may have been sleeping with her and hanging out with her occasionally does not mean they were together.
Okay, did you date some other girls before her?
Yeah.
Did she object to those girls?
I got a phone call every time. As soon as my ex caught wind of it, she would call her, my phone would go off ringing.
No way.
Okay,
Oh my
now,
gosh.
seriously, that's either true or it's not.
It is not true.
So when he was dating other girls, you didn't call over there and
I
object?
have never said anything about who he dated before his ex or after his ex, because usually those girls were just a one-nighter, I guess. He wasn't with anyone seriously after
So
his
because
ex.
he chose to stay with somebody and be happy and actually have a life and a relationship and not just hang out with random girls, you're mad at him for that?
I'm not mad at him.
You're not mad at him, you don't even speak to him.
That was his choice.
Because you
No,
treat his
no.
love of his life like I'm nothing. And I wish we could have a family, but if you don't want me in your life, that's fine. This is the last resort to me. And I'm sorry. If you
Yeah.
can't accept me, then fine.
You said something that was inconsistent to me. You said that you told Ryan that you will not throw his ex aside because she has been thrown aside her whole life, right? But then you said that you told Ryan that if he was with a decent girl, that you wouldn't invite his ex over.
Not at the same time. Come on. If I'm going to, why would I say to his ex, you're out of our lives now? She's done nothing to us. And that is the mother
neither
of
is
my
she.
granddaughter.
They weren't married. I understand. 3 years ago, if you wanted to be acquaintances with her, that's fine. I've tried numerous times to get along with her, but after all of the drama I have been through in my life,
Yeah.
because of her and because of you facilitating it,
No.
I'm done. I'm not dealing with it, and I'm sure Ryan's over it.
Ryan gave me an ultimatum. He came to my house and said, if you'll have nothing to do with Henna, I want nothing to do with you.
And it wasn't
when
only
I would
after we were
try
dating.
to call him, and he would not answer my
Because you
calls.
called me every day.
That-
Why answer knowing you're going to be yelling at me?
You're making me out to be this manipulative mom that picks all your girlfriends. I never
Well,
picked
what are you
your
doing?
girlfriend. I never, ever picked your girlfriend.
Okay.
But Ryan, I told you from day one, you're with her a week. And you sat in my kitchen and I told you, this relationship is wrong. It's based on sin. How would you like it if it was done to you? And you said, you don't have to worry about it. I'm breaking it off with her. Because your conscience and your heart told you, Mom is right. And then what? The next thing we hear, you're back with her again.
Okay, so I had mixed emotions. I think anybody can say, in
And
between
you
a
were the one that
5-year
gave me the
relationship.
ultimatum. You were the one who walked into my home, grabbed your mail, and walked back out and disrespected me. I am not going to have you come in my home and disrespect me.
What do you want to see happen here? What would make you happy?
Realistically, I know he's not getting back with the mother of his child. I can live with that.
That's what you said you wanted.
Well, in the ideal world, but I don't believe we live there. My world might be, but the average world isn't.
Your world?
Yeah, welcome to my world.
You're not going to help yourself by being a smart. Okay, that's unbecoming to you.
No,
It's
that's
not
her.
gonna-
Her true color
I don't
is
need
coming
any help
out.
here. I'm really good at this.
Well, that is her true color.
Okay? I don't need help. I'm just telling you, it's not becoming to you to be smart enough with his mother. Okay? So you have decided that Hannah is not a respectable girl because she used to date his friend. Is that the bottom line? Seriously, that's a fair question.
I suppose it is. But the bottom line is, it isn't because I say so. It's because God's word says so.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to your wingman.
I'm not a meddling mother-in-law type person. I'm not.
But I just want to be sure that I understand it because I want to be clear. You're saying she is not respectable because she used to date his friend, left his friend, and your theory overnight got her hooks in him, and so that is in violation of the 10th commandment. So therefore, this is a relationship based in sin, which you cannot abide.
Okay,
Right? Do I understand? Am I articulating that right?
I guess.
Well, either am or I'm not.
Okay, you are.
Okay, so I get it.
This isn't because I say so. It's because I'm convicted that it's God's word that
Okay.
says so. And that you don't do that to your friends.
Okay, all right. Well, if you want to add something to it, take a breath, think about it, and you can add to it in a minute.
This whole situation has been turned around to make me look like this bad person when he was the one who gave me the ultimatum.
You said that they are mischaracterizing your position in this.
Yes.
So let me give you the floor because I want you to have every opportunity to be properly characterized because my hope is that we can find some way to come together here.
This audience feels that I'm this meddling
Well, you don't even
mother.
know them. You'll never see them again.
It matters to me how I come across because I'm not that kind of a person.
So how do you think people are going to read you?
as like they see on other shows of yours as, oh my gosh, look at that woman. I'm not like that.
So tell us how you are,
I raised my son in a godly home,
right?
and to have a conscience and to have morals. And his life is not reflecting that right now. The way he treats his ex is uncalled for. I don't understand. And he also told him that as long as Gary speaks with his ex-fiance, he doesn't want to have anything to do with him either. It's all been turned around like we're the ones dictating. I'm not dictating anything.
Okay, well, let me be clear about one thing. If you're saying to them that if they have a relationship with your child's mother, that you will have nothing to do with them, that is unfair. They have a granddaughter,
Right.
and this is the granddaughter's mother. They, by necessity, should nurture a relationship with their granddaughter's mother. You should support them in nurturing a relationship with your daughter's mother. You need to be a fiduciary for your child. And extended family is very important. Now, if your ex is manipulative and poisons their mind with information about your fiance and all that, you just have to endure that. I mean, you can't get her to not do
And
that.
that's
You have
where-
to hope that they're mature enough to see through that and
we
recognize
do.
that she
And
may
that's
have a
where we've
vested
gotten
interest
to.
in it. And if they don't see through that and they penalize Hannah for that, that's just one of the prices you have to pay. But you don't need to be saying to them, as long as you talk to my ex, I want nothing to do with you. That's not the position you want to take here. You want to encourage them to support the mother
And
of the
at
child.
first, I did do that. When me and my ex first split up, I said, look,
Well, then why do
that's
you not
fine,
support it now?
Because of all the problems that we've had since then, since me and Hannah's been
Well, but it's
together.
not about you and Hannah. It's about your daughter.
And I agree.
Come on. You got to understand, there are wounded feelings here on the part of the ex. And she may have resentments towards Hannah. And so she's going to give you guys a biased report here.
My views are not based on his ex's views. I'm a
No.
mature person, and I know right from wrong. I am very equal with all my children. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong.
Well, I wasn't going to get into this, but if you want to go there, I'll go there. You said the only reason you didn't like her is because she used to be with his friend. You also said, I wrote it down and put it in quotes, you said Hannah is a horrible person. She posted racy photos on Facebook. She drank before she was 21. She is a drama queen. She alienated him from you. She's made him become more disrespectful. That she is, I mean, you've got a list here. She can't move or stand still. You find fault with everything she does. It isn't just that she used to date his friend. You have found fault with her. I got 2 cards full of your out-of-mouth quoted criticisms of her.
Things
And
that
you
I
got
was
that from
asked
his
by,
ex.
I was asked, no.
So you gather information from other people?
Yeah. We live in a small town. Word gets around.
We got to take a break. Let me ask you a question. Is it possible that you've misjudged her?
No.
Is it possible?
Not with her
But if you-
reputation, no. I don't think so.
Is it possible that she maybe is a good egg if you got to know her?
No. Not for my family, no.
If you
All
were
right,
to
coming up, you going to marry this girl?
most definitely.
You going to marry him?
Yeah,
You excited about that?
so excited.
When are you going to get married?
Next November.
Next November. If they get married, are you willing to make any effort at all to try to find a way to be at peace with her?
No, because I have my reasons.
Are you willing to make an effort to try to get to know her?
And I'm not stopping him.
And I don't have a problem with
But,
her.
and you know, he said that you guys had to cut off with this ex, or he just couldn't have a relationship with you. And I've really admonished him to really abandon that position. And will you take my advice on that?
I'm sorry. And I want my ex to be a part of your life.
But you're not willing to make an effort here.
No,
Okay,
because
and-
the basis still stands.
And see, I don't think that's what's really going on. See, I think we lie to ourselves. I think it's what I call the why lies. The lies we tell ourselves about why we do what we do. And you quote the scripture, but I think that's not the real why lie you tell yourself. I think the lie you really tell yourself in your most secret moments, you don't have to agree with this, I think your why lie is that our perfect, happy, intact family unit has been attacked, manipulated, and destroyed by this terrible woman who has changed our son. That she changed him. She got in there and changed him. He started cussing, he started drinking, he started doing all these bad things. But for her, he could or would reconcile with the mother of his child so we could all be together again and get rid of her and problem solved. And I think you tell it because you're feeding a need. And I think the need is this. I'm just telling you what I think, and I want you to think about it when you get home. The need is because, like most, I lived an imperfect life with an imperfect family. We all do, right? I was rejected by Gary's family after you got married. I have a deep need to create this storybook family unit to feel okay, or I will have failed everyone, especially my granddaughter. I think you feel like you are desperate to give her family back. I think you just feel like she deserves to have her family back. And I think you want to give it to her. And here's the truth I think you won't face. Ryan's a grown man. And the truth you won't face is that I cannot and should not tell him who to love. The only thing really wrong with Hannah is that she is not my granddaughter's mother. I am no longer in control.
That's not it. That's not the reality.
I think that's the truth you won't face. You're no longer in control here.
I'm not a controlling person. I wasn't. See, because of what they saw and what he said, that's what people think.
No, I'm just telling you what I think.
And none of that is accurate as well.
I know, and I'm wrong. I'm sure you think I'm wrong. And I told you that
And
you
I
could,
do believe you are wrong.
I know, and I told you you could hit the eject button. Now, I realize I can't get you two together here, but I have a challenge for you. And you can take it or not. This is for the two of you. I want the two of you to take a trip. Hang on. For 1,000 miles. And I will pledge $10 a mile. That's $10,000 to take this trip. You can give it to charity, if you have some charity you like, or you can divide it between you, or you can spend it all on their wedding. You can do whatever you want. And I'll put a referee with a camera in the back seat. If you two were locked up in a car for 1,000 miles, you just might get to know each other. Would you be willing to do it?
Yeah.
You would be willing to do it?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to do it?
Again, that was unfair of you.
Why is that? Hold on.
That was unfair of you to do that to me.
Why? Why is that unfair?
Make me look like the bad person, but that's okay. Without my husband, I could have come here. Can I take my husband on this trip? Because if I can't, I can't go.
Sure, you can take your husband in the back seat.
All right, okay.
Fine.
And we're each other's best friend, and I mean, he makes me
You
more
don't
than
tolerate her, obviously.
Yeah, and someone
have
actually
no
will
choice.
stay in my
Oh,
life
I do
even
have a
after.
choice.
You don't.
Yeah.
See what a smart is? This is what I got to do. You should show me respect.
You don't deserve respect.
Yeah, I do deserve respect.
Well, now wait a minute. You what?
You want to
what?
be a nurse?
How many
You wanna
hours a
be
week do you
nurse?
work?
I don't have to work.
Okay.
I don't have, thank
But
God.
wait,
because
but do
my
you work?
husband
Do you work?
works.
Do you work?
So I work. So what?
Okay.
Part-time when I want to work.
And how much-
I don't
how
have
many
to
hours a week do you
Oh,
work?
you know what? It's about you, not about me, honey.
Okay.
It's about my daughter.
You actually have him
Everything's good.
programmed into your cell phone.
Sure
as
it is.
dumbass.
Yep. A dumb when he calls me, he'll be calling. This is it. Because that's what he is.
What are you, two?
No, I'm not. I'm a mom who's got one daughter, and I'm worried about her. I'm concerned about her when she has kids. What's she gonna do? She's got to work, so his be on the couch enjoying her money and everything else. He doesn't do anything.
You can't spell dumb.
Well, that's what he is. I'm a generous person. I'm a very good person. I'm outspoken. I'm bad. I don't think so.
Have you ever
Shut
kept
up,
your
I'm not
mouth
talking
shut
to you.
long enough to find out if you have to deal with
no,
those
shut
things?
up.
Do
I'm not
you
talking to
think you're actually contributing something here by being obnoxious and rude?
That's the only way I could do it. You know, whoever said no, it's none of your business. You're not living, with me. You don't know anything.
You don't need to worry about them. Just
That's
talk to
right.
me here.
No, I can hear it.
Okay.
I can
Well,
hear it. And you speak up, Fallon, like you speak up to me.
She doesn't need your permission to
Well, I'm
speak
just
up.
saying, she's
I'm conducting
extra
this
shy.
interview, and if I need your help, I know exactly where to find you.
Because this dumb.
My college education.
Yeah,
you
you got it.
encourage-
I paid for it.
I work.
You didn't teach her how to do anything around the house.
Oh, I
which,
did.
Again,
But why
you
would she
encouraged.
learn anything? She's got to
Why
work.
would she learn
does the
anything? She's
finance.
supposed to be
She's
a
aware of the
stay-at-home
best
mom.
in the
Why would
family.
she learn how to
you
take
should
care
be
of the house?
cooking, cleaning,
I
picking
do.
a dog, everything, because that's all you're about to do. That's all you do. Work 2 days a week. And she's got to work 5 to 6 days a week, full time. Are you kidding me? Seriously. Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you,
Exactly.
If it's not
listen,
this,
I've been
it's
doing this for
something
35 years. He could become Mother Teresa, and it wouldn't muzzle her.
No, I can do it.
I've been living with her for 30 years, and she is not this passionate about anything. She's passionate about her children.
I have one
and
daughter
she has a
and one
concern,
son.
and what she is expressing is something obnoxious about something she's terribly concerned about, and that's
I see my daughter tell
when she
you
has
everything
children,
else. That's
will
ridiculous.
these two be able to survive it?
No.
That's her passion. That's what she's worried about. What she's doing, she's explaining it in an obnoxious way.
Let me assure you, you didn't need any help from me looking obnoxious.
I have to do what I have to do as a
But,
mom.
but don't blame me. I mean, come
not
on,
blaming
seriously.
you,
You say, oh,
but no.
Dr. Phil made me look obnoxious.
Well, you did. Because
really?
you're not living with us. You do not. He looks like he's a saint. He's not a saint, Dr. Phil. He's not. He's a weasel.
How do I make you look obnoxious? If I was going
Because
to
I'm
script
speaking my
you
mind.
to look obnoxious, I would not write the things you say because I would think, too over the top, nobody would believe it. So you actually got them to move back into your house.
Yes,
I'm
at
gonna
my
cut that off right there
house.
because
My
she
house.
had nothing to do with it.
Yes, I did.
It was a decision.
Yes,
We're
I
grateful.
did.
We're grateful
better be.
for them opening their
You
doors
better
to
be.
allow us to stay there until we
That's
can
right,
find
for
another
free.
house. But she had
Not
nothing
even
to do
asking
with
for
the
a penny,
actual
because I
move
know you won't
back
have it.
to Michigan from Tennessee. It was a professional and personal decision.
No, it's family.
so-
Trust me on that.
so-
She needs my help. He needs my help.
Nobody
Okay.
needs your damn help.
Yes, you do need my help.
do you
You're
understand-
my
Your mouth
house.
lies.
You're
You
my
lie
house.
all the time. You
You're
lie about
my house. How
everything.
can I lie about that?
Okay, you say that you are a nice person.
I am very
But
generous.
How do you,
Living for free.
That's what you wanted.
But wait a
Isn't
minute,
that what you
wait a
wanted?
minute.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
You wanted them in
But
your
you should
house.
be working.
You wanted them in your house, and then you criticized them
You
for
should
coming
see
there.
how my house upside down. You should have him work and clean the room, clean the bathroom. It looks like.
What are you
You
gonna
don't
do?
win anything.
I do win.
That's what you
I
don't.
got you
live in
back
this
home in
fantasy
my
world,
home.
This big
I won the
fantasy
first
world.
step.
Watch me walk out.
I won.
And watch
I
your daughter
won.
come with me.
I won.
Watch
I
it.
won.
Push
Okay,
it.
I won.
let me-
Bottom
hold
line,
on.
I won.
You
You're
didn't
in my
win.
house.
All right, hold on.
Nothing.
All right, time out. Seriously.
I'm in your house. You're having
Seriously,
My house in my house.
stop talking. Seriously, for just a minute, stop talking, okay? Because I'm going to talk to him for a minute.
Good luck. Doesn't get through. It goes in and out the other. But go ahead.
Okay. What part of stop talking doesn't register with you?
Doesn't register.
Just hold on. Just hold
Like
on.
a hypocrite in there for
Shut
description.
up.
All right, hold on. I want to talk to you.
Sure.
Do you have a job?
Absolutely.
How many hours a week are you working?
Right now, well, they in the EMS field, we're doing the 24-hour shifts,
Does
but they
not.
would consider part-time will be without benefits.
doesn't.
But,
He's at my house a whole
More
week.
often than not, we do. Working part-time, you fill in holes. So those holes, you actually end up with more hours than somebody who's working full-time. So it's safe to say at least 48 hours a week. I'm sorry, which would be
So how
at
can
least
you
10
ever
hours
start
more
work?
than you do.
40,
per week.
48 hours a week. And so
That's
you
right.
have a job, but you're going to report to work when?
Monday.
On Monday, you
Ooh,
report to
good
work.
job.
And so you have some free time because you work 24-hour shifts.
Correct.
So are you going to fill in those other days going to school or getting a job or whatever?
I'm waiting for that answer.
I mean, it's like I said last show. You just
See, he doesn't say it. Yes or no? Yes? Are you going to
if you
be a
shut
nurse?
your mouth long
Just
enough
answer
to
yes or no.
listen, shut this
Excuse
open
me.
meeting.
Answer,
Excuse
yes
me.
or no?
Seriously.
Jesus.
Seriously.
Just throw you in the
Let me ask
military.
you a question.
Yes.
Honest to God, seriously. Do you think I don't know how to conduct an interview?
No, I know you do.
Okay, then let me do it. Because you may
Just
think
get to the point. Get to
you
the
may
point.
think you may think
Just
that
get to the point, Dr.
You may
Phil.
think he is a. I can assure you, I am not.
No, I know you're not,
Okay,
but he is.
so let me conduct this interview.
But just get to the point instead of dragging it.
I
Get to the
tell you
point.
what. I tell you what I'll do.
Okay.
I'll get to the point when I get good and ready. With the time that you have, do you plan to get a second job or start back to school and use that time?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Okay, so
When?
All the
and
above,
you-
really. Right now, well, actually, since I'm living at your house, my first priority would be finding somewhere else to live. And then after
I
we're
don't think that's
settled,
gonna happen. Because we can't
after we're
afford
settled,
it.
as
She
it
has to
takes
sell
a
her
married
house
couple to do
first.
when they move
She has to sell
680
her house
miles.
first.
What went into the decision to move into this
It's
person's
free.
house?
It's free.
No, because
Yes, it
we
is.
could have moved into my mother's house.
No.
Be a little bit 15 minutes more for travel.
Why
for
not
family
stay
and
in
stuff.
Tennessee or go to Puerto Rico? This is a highly toxic interaction. Why
Yeah.
would you subject yourself to this? That defies logic.
Because he's a
In my
loser.
job,
And he's a freeloader.
if this is what comes out of her mouth, if that was the worst I've ever had to deal with in my job, then everybody could do my job.
Let me tell you something.
You see, he's not
You
the person that you
cannot
guys see.
imagine how rude and disrespectful it is for
what I
me
have
to
to
be
do.
talking to you and you to just spin off and start talking to
Well,
somebody
tell
else
them not
out
to
in the
say a
yard.
word.
I'm not going to tell them anything. I am talking to
freedom of
you,
speech.
and it is rude for you to just turn away
Oh, well.
and ignore what I'm saying to you.
I don't ignore anything you say, Dr.
Is that
Phil.
not
That's
rude?
why I'm here.
Is that not rude?
Maybe.
Okay, then don't do that.
I can't help it. If he
That's
opens
why
his
I'm-
mouth, I have to say
That's
something.
why he's not opening his
Oh,
mouth.
but look at his smirk. He's not even respecting
Baby
me.
steps, baby steps.
Okay, I have to see that last shot again. This is a picture of Khaloud flipping off her son-in-law Steve, who came to her rescue.
No, he didn't come to my rescue. He wanted to make my life hell in the hospital.
Okay.
No.
He did.
All right,
All
now-
he did was help you in the hospital. He helped
Every
every
bump,
step
are you
of the
kidding
way.
me? You wouldn't do that to
No.
regular.
Was that well?
He wasn't driving.
I wasn't
But that's
driving,
you told her. You told her
I
to
may
do
have
it.
told her.
Yeah, I thought.
I have to play my cards.
Wait a minute here.
With needles and everything.
Well, after the show aired, people told Steve to get out of his relationship with Fallon because of Khaloud. They were saying, look, you married the mother-in-law too. You need to get out. What do you think?
She's nothing to me. I mean, I
You're a wuss,
don't
though.
want to kick a dead horse, but
You can't tell her what to do.
You know, she has no impact on my daily life. I mean,
Yeah, I do.
I'm there. I'm underneath the roof, but
Okay,
again,
but seriously, I have to, look, I'm just common sense, okay? And I don't get the common sense of y'all living there. Is this
sorry.
a correct quote? Did you say, and I quote, I can honestly say, I hate my daughter. So sad.
I hate her because of what I'm putting up with. And I love my daughter,
Hate's
but I
a
hate
strong
her.
word.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's a
it is.
strong
It
word,
is.
and I'm
It
really
is. Yeah,
disappointed.
no.
That's
you know what,
uncalled
Jerry?
for.
No, you know what? I meant
No,
it.
don't get me
because I'm
discouraged.
telling you how I meant it. I love my daughter, but I hate her for what she put me through and not listening and not having respect for the house or anything
That's a
else.
perfect
okay? I'm
example
sorry.
of your choice of
And-
words
and
being
she's
really
bossing
poor
him
and sending
around.
the
Are you
wrong
kidding?
message.
I'm telling you. That's how I felt.
That's
Oh, well.
absolutely
But
wrong.
you don't really hate your daughter. You hate her behavior.
Behavior, I meant to
See,
say.
I'm trying to
Yeah,
help
see,
you. Is the
line.
plan that y'all are going to continue to live with her?
Yeah.
Seriously.
No, seriously, I know.
Why would you not move back to Chattanooga?
I love my job.
But are you telling me there is no way you can even get a one-bedroom apartment in the most modest place around to live on your own.
But
I
the
mean,
dogs.
this is crazy that you continue to live in this turmoil.
Seriously,
I think we've been
Dr. Phil,
banking
it's
on
not us.
just getting the house sold, and so we keep putting it off and thinking like one more month. You know,
Are
this
you
is
guys
it.
getting along okay?
Oh, we're doing great.
Yeah, because she orders him around.
She's
She's
done
his
nothing
boss.
but try to destroy
She's
us,
his boss.
and she
He
doesn't
tells
realize it
like
just brings
he
us
brings us
together.
closer. Yeah, well, right now, but when you're not home, he eats. You're not allowed.
I can't
She
eat.
tells him he can't
I'm
eat
not
until
human.
she gets there. But you know what? He eats
So-
before she
so
gets
you're a
there.
tattletale now?
That's right. I'm telling like it is now.
You're so
I'm telling you.
So you're ratting him
that's
out?
A wuss.
Yeah.
He doesn't. What I'm trying to say is grow up and don't take it from her. I'm trying to stick up
Wait
for
a minute.
you.
Are
You
you
do
saying
something
that
like
she's
that, now you're gonna
controlling?
blame him.
Are you saying that she's controlling because she wants to have dinner with him? Wait
No,
till
no,
he
no,
gets
no.
home?
She tells him what to do, when to do it, how to do it.
And
you know, you're right.
And you know what? And if that's what's going on, they are happy.
No, but that's not good. That's not good controlling him.
No,
That's not good as a man.
No,
He is
I mean,
she's a man now.
Okay,
She's
so I get
she
home
wears
from
pants
school
for
and I
family.
have lunch, and I have like a light lunch. I'm not going to eat at 4 when she's coming home at 6.
Don't lie. What about
But she wants to
McDonald's?
eat dinner
When
together.
don't tell Fallon
You
I'm
know
having some fish sandwich.
Why
Why
is
is
it
that
your
your
business?
business? Are you not just borrowing trouble? Why are you
No,
putting
because
yourself
I
where you
can't
don't
see
belong?
him being as a wuss. That she's got to be bossy. I live with her. She's
Well, what are
bossy
you, the
to me
wuss
too.
police?
No,
What-
she's bossy to me too. In my own home, she's disrespecting me. In my own home. So what I do is I tell on him.
Okay, so you're ratting him out over a fish sandwich?
It could, no, anything. Like if he's hungry, he's got to starve until she gets home so they can eat
Starve
together.
until she gets home.
Seriously.
No.
But that's
You're
between
trying
the
to
two of
start trouble.
them.
I'm not trying to start
You know what?
trouble. There's no
I've heard this
All
trouble.
right, here's the problem you need to be concerned about. Would you agree that you're controlling? That's not an essay question. It's just yes or no.
50%.
Okay. Do you agree that you have trouble with boundaries? That you have a difficult time
Uh-huh.
knowing where your role stops and someone else's space
They
starts?
put me in this situation.
Okay, I'm just asking you. So does that mean you don't think you have trouble with
No, I
boundaries?
don't. Because
you don't think you have trouble
no,
with boundaries?
No.
Yeah, well, I guess in a sense that's true because there are no boundaries with
there
you.
isn't boundaries.
You say there's no filter, there are no boundaries. There comes a point where this is your problem. See, people that, as I assess you as being very controlling, involved in everything, and got to be involved in everything. As you
I
get
gotta take
older,
control.
as you
Nobody's
get
doing anything.
as you get older, your ability to keep all those balls in the air diminishes because you have less energy, you have less endurance, you have less capacity, and so some of those balls start falling and hitting the ground, and then you start panicking, and you'll start getting depressed, you'll start having panic attacks, you'll start having anxiety, and
So they
you'll
put
get
me in
real
that situation
frenetic.
right now. Again.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because I wouldn't have to
no.
control anything if they show respect.
I
in
think
my
you
home.
would argue with a statue.
Nope. I would not do it.
Honest to God, I think you would argue with a statue, so I don't think it matters if it's them. Now let me ask you two something. If you had the money for an apartment, would you move?
Yes.
So you would move. You do want out of
right.
there.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no,
You
he
do
wouldn't.
want it.
Hell no, he won't do it. He won't do it. He won't do it.
So you're saying if they had an apartment, they wouldn't. If they could get an apartment, they wouldn't.
They wouldn't do it.
So are they addicted to all of this?
Yeah,
Are
they
you?
enjoy it because it's free.
Are
they
you?
Eat good. No, I don't care either way. I just want them to be healthy. I want them to sell the house and get out of my house. Okay, that's all I'm asking.
You fought to get them to move in.
I know, but I didn't know she was filthy and dirty and disrespectful.
You
and all
raised
that.
her.
I raised her not like that because my other son's not like that.
You wanted them
No,
to move
he's
home.
Clean.
You were cheering. You said, Dr. Phil,
Yeah, I
I
know.
will win. Dr. Phil, I will win. I will get them back. And when you got back, you looked in that camera and you said, Dr. Phil, I won. I was right. I got them
I
back
did.
in my house.
That's right, but I didn't know they were like
So
that.
how are the fruits of that victory now?
Not good.
You admit that you have told Michelle, shut up, you're petty, childish, brat, cold-hearted.
After
I have a lot
was
of that right.
uninvited,
And it's what you said to our producer.
after I was uninvited to the wedding, that is correct.
Okay. Did you tell your son, I'm not going to let that little bitch win. You're marrying a raving.
I said, you're marrying a raving bitch. I never said, that's Michelle's words.
No, you said it because
That's
that's when I
exactly
walked
your
out of the
words, Michelle.
room. It was when I walked out of the room that she said, I'm not going to let that little win.
I
And
said to you
exactly
directly,
at that
I
point
will
that-
not let you
No, you
win
said
this
it to him.
battle.
Ask him when he comes out.
Well, he's going to say whatever you say.
Are you contributing to the problem?
I have admitted that letting her get a response and going through the email
Get a
war.
response? A response? Who has been attacking me since the middle of May, Michelle?
You're going to get a response from me when you say things. She
I
tells me,
said nothing. I wrote you no emails. There was no contact. I told my son on the 15th of May when he called me yet again to say, Michelle's upset. We're upset. There's still things that you're doing that we don't like, but he couldn't ever really tell me what those things were. Let me
told
finish,
you
please.
over and over.
Let me finish, please, and then you will have a chance to tell me what I've done wrong. Because so far, you guys haven't been able to tell me what I've done wrong, except to love my son and to try to help you guys with the wedding. Who made the aisle decorations, Michelle?
we wanted to include you in something. Do you think I cared if you made them or not?
I know that you didn't care now, but I didn't know that for a long time. I didn't know that you didn't like me.
You said you didn't know what it is they say you've done wrong. I just went through a list. I mean, I think, at least on the short list, would shut up, you petty, childish brat, be on the list.
Dr. Phil, that was after they uninvited me to the wedding. We had this huge meltdown phone call. It was one occasion. That was
Excuse
it.
me. Before it got to the point where we decided we didn't want her at the wedding, you said,
No.
I feel I haven't said anything inappropriate, and I absolutely 110% feel that you have wrecked my relationship. So I said, okay, conversation is over.
You're
I told
very,
you what you
very
have to
good
do.
at twisting words.
Did you write to her, so you want a blog to read? I pity you. Check into a hospital. You're never know my children. You're nothing to us. We disown you. Get a life.
That was after the threatening me of coming
But
to
you
the
did say that to your husband's mother.
No, I wrote that on a blog that I've told her numerous times. Don't worry, if you want something to read, I knew that she was going on my page. Fine, you want to look and snoop and find something you might not.
Of course, she
like
sent
what
me a
you
link
read.
to her MySpace to be her friend on MySpace so that I could read
You
this
had your
stuff.
page set up way before that.
Jay is the groom-to-be and cannot show his face today because of what he does for a living. He and his mother have not seen each other in 4 months. What's going on here?
If I can, before we go into this, I was backstage watching this last segment before the break, and there was a lot of stuff that was misplaced in the timeline of events that were described. It's making it sound as if one day we just woke up and said, hey, we're not going to invite my mom to the wedding.
And I understand what you're saying, and I totally get that. I don't really care when something was said. What I care is what was said. When these two are calling each other, and to me, that is not a timing issue.
No,
the fact that it's going on is highly destructive. What do you want to say?
I would like to say that I have already admitted to mistakes that I have made to both of you. I have apologized for things that I have said or done, none of which were very horrendous. I sent an email apology saying I'm sorry for the upset. They rejected it.
Her apologies are, I'm sorry you took it that way. I'm sorry you twisted my words. They're never just, I'm sorry I shouldn't have said it. Sorry is used, but that's not an apology.
This is the MySpace page, and this is your mother-in-law, and that's a picture of the Wicked Witch of the West.
That was after the wedding stuff, yes?
Yeah. And you say, we're sorry that we offended you. Please accept this sincere apology. Now, off and leave us alone.
This was after numerous times of both of us telling her, stop looking at our pages. Stop. I put that exactly for this point so we could prove she still does it.
It's been a back and forth thing.
But I mean, at some point, because you
It's
say...
been a nothing since the middle of May, a nothing. I have not contacted you guys. She has been on a campaign of hate mail ever since the middle of May, and you know it.
Okay, you're shaking your head no, but I've got a list of text messages here in quotes where you have written to her, you're pathetic, you'll never be part of Jay's life because I'm not going anywhere. If you don't want me to respond, leave my name out of your mouth. I'm not jealous, you stupid. You no longer exist to us.
She tells me all the time, well, you're just jealous of me. No, I'm not. And
Yes, you are. You absolutely are. What is the reason for you to act the way you've been acting? There is no other reason. You're in competition, which is absolutely ridiculous. I'm his mother. You're going to be his wife. That is two separate things. He has enough love in him, Michelle, to love both of us.
Wow.
Yeah, you should say, wow.
Oh my
Let me talk.
Don't you
Let me
dare
talk.
say anything.
This is along the lines of stuff you've said. How upset you get directly at her. When I'm trying to talk to you, you bypass me and go straight into her.
Oh, really?
Now, if you just let me talk, I'm perfectly calm all the time.
Yep.
I've never gotten upset with you on the phone. I've always tried to de-escalate the situation.
That is correct.
Thank you. So let me do that now. She's told us that she's jealous of my relationship with Michelle.
You are so
Stop.
lying.
Let me finish. I have not interrupted you once. Please. She has said that on the phone. It's always been a direct attack at her, and that I'm just her little puppet.
Gail, what do you want to say? What do you think's going on here?
I can't even look at him. He is not even my nephew.
He's not.
He is like a totally different person.
Is there anybody here that's trying to calm the situation down? This is a quote from you.
we have.
This is a quote from you. Michelle seems like a hateful. He acts like that, like Michelle, unless you're a stark raving.
Nobody
does act
acts like that.
Did you? That wasn't the question. The question was, did you say that?
I did say that, yes, to the producers. I never said that to her.
But I mean, does anybody get that this whole thing, that everybody is getting in the gutter with this
With
and
them.
name calling?
We're getting in the gutter with them.
Why? You are an adult.
Because we've given up.
When the hate mail just keeps coming day after day, and sometimes
I
more
turned
than
my back
one a
on
day.
it. I tried not to
and the
respond,
language
and it
she
just
uses.
keeps coming, and it just keeps coming. The last one was on the 25th of August after you'd been told not to contact me because, listen,
I was told
you were
after that
told
not to contact you anymore.
contact
After I sent
me.
that, they told me not to
Do you know
contact
why
you.
she sent me that email? Because I forwarded 2 pieces of mail that came to my house for my son. I put them in an envelope. I debated. Shall I send
We
this
told her
return
not
to
to send
sender?
anything to our
Or shall I
house.
send
Do
it to
not send
him?
a package.
She sends me a hate mail because I forwarded mail to my son. I
You
debated for
already
2
marked on
weeks
it.
on what would be the right thing to
Dr.
do,
Phil,
Michelle.
she marked on
Unlike
it.
you, I do try to do the right thing.
Okay, why do you say that you think this relationship is unhealthy?
I just think she's not ready to let it evolve to the next level.
And of course, the reason she thinks that is because she's listening to her daughter.
Well, wouldn't you expect?
No, I mean as a mother, you know how your relationship evolves.
Would you expect her to not support her daughter?
No.
Would you support your children?
I would not support my child if he was writing things like that.
Yeah.
So
What possessed you to start writing to me the day after I had the phone conversation with my son? Let me finish before you open your mouth.
I'm sorry. I'm
This is the first time I've ever talked to you this way, Michelle, and I have every right to do so.
No, it's not the
And I'm
first
not
time.
going to listen. I'm not
Be
going to
quiet,
take it.
because I'm furious with you
We're
too.
not children.
So you treat us like we're children.
That's why she's not coming to the wedding.
She-
Yeah,
she
because
wants-
I make scenes. This is the first scene I've ever
No.
made with you guys, and hey, I'm going to give it all I've
Because we
got.
don't live next to each other.
All right, hold on. Isn't the fact that you really don't support this union?
No, I do not.
And people that go to weddings are there to support the union, right?
But up until all this happened, I did support.
But you don't now.
No. Why would I want my son to marry someone that's got the hatred and viciousness that she does? When she gets done with me, she's going to turn it on him. I don't want that for him. You don't know Michelle.
Yeah, she's hung out with her maybe twice, 3 times.
I don't really know her either.
You guys don't.
All I know is the emails. And what I know of her, I don't want to know her any better than I know her right now.
I've
I
never
don't
been
want
around anyone that talks and acts the way she does.
Likewise
Neither
to
of
you.
You were not raised like this.
Likewise to you.
All right, hold on.
Just calm down.
I am not
whole
calm. I
time
should be
with these-
calm. I'm not going to my son's wedding. My son has
It's
cut
not
me off.
de-escalating a situation when you can't control yourself and stop freaking out.
I have a right to be freaked out.
I'm shaking backstage because I got to deal with this. I'm holding my composure calm. Perfectly fine.
I'd like to see some emotion out of you.
Yeah, really.
At this point, you're very close-minded about this, right?
But not just because I don't like her. It's because every time we've had contact, she said something to upset me, said something I thought was rude. Or
I've never been rude to you.
She told me.
Never.
If I
That's not
say,
Have I ever been rude to you when we've been together, Michelle? Absolutely not. I'm rude to you now. That's how I feel about you now.
can I go back to why she's not coming? She told me, if I say something to upset you that day or rude to you, oh, well, ignore me. It's not just your day.
What?
Yes, you did say that.
Say it. Yes, you did.
God, you are such a liar, Michelle.
Every time that we
Such
call her
a
on
liar.
something, she backtracks.
Absolutely,
Yes,
because he says the
he's
same
right
thing
there
that she
with
does.
And that's she says that I'm whipped. She's told me to my
Do you know
on
how
the
happy
phone
we
that
are?
I'm whipped by
We
Michelle.
tucked in the puppet strings.
Oh, I'm
But
sure
you're close-minded about this because you said you don't care what I say. If I said that she should come to the wedding, you ain't doing it. You said Jesus Christ told you you would burn in hell before you would let her come to the wedding.
I don't want to look out into all the people and all of our guests and see her moping. I don't want to see her
my
going,
God.
oh, okay, everything's fine. It's fake. There's no reason at this point she should want to
you
be
are,
there.
my dear.
Is there not a point to be considered here that you would not want people in your wedding that you know are sitting out there seething at you
Absolutely.
and thinking, are you evil or just stupid?
But that's what I keep
you have
getting back to.
serious screwed up issues and should be ashamed of yourself. Put me in the front row.
And I can't tell you the number of times I said, I don't have words for how this makes me feel, but I have to function. Life goes on. So I have replaced the pain, the devastation with anger. And I am now furious with both of them because that's the only way I know how to deal with it now.
Is there anything these two could do that would take you out of the pain you're in?
Absolutely.
What?
All my son has ever had to do is pick up the phone and say, Mom, I'm sorry. We never meant to hurt you. You could have gotten on a plane and come down and said, Mom, things aren't working with you and Michelle. What can we do to figure this out?
I'm upset about this fact that my son, who is a wonderful person, has a very large heart and can be whatever he wants to be, is being controlled and manipulated by his son's mother, tracked by phone devices where he is. She calls a 14-year-old minor to locate and track Connor.
That part's not true.
Really?
Tracking is yes, but getting someone else to track him, no.
Calling and asking them if Connor is there because his phone is cut off and he is 10 minutes late getting home from work, and I want to know if he is there.
Okay, what do you?
Because
I didn't
they're
say
readily
track
available.
Connor. Go track Connor. Get on the computer and track Connor. I've never said. I said, is Connor there at your house? That is what I've said.
Is Connor there at your house? His phone is off and he is 10 minutes late coming home from work, and I want to know where he is.
Yeah. Why is that a problem? Asking
Because you don't need to get a minor involved. You call her mother.
I don't have her mother's phone number. I only have hers.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
All right. You two got in a physical fight, the two of you?
No.
I wouldn't say it was a fight. But
Well, did you grab her by the hair and drag her off the couch?
I snatched her up off the couch. Yes, I did. And Connor was right there telling her, Victoria, you need to sit down and shut your mouth. My mother was not addressing you. I was talking to the 13-year-old little girl that was there having cocktails with Victoria.
No, that's why the fight came about, because I was saying I did not give alcohol to a minor, and that's why you got mad. Basically, mad because I'm saying I didn't give alcohol to a minor.
That's not what the minor says.
Well,
you were mixing cocktails up for.
How was I mixing when everyone came in the house and I had a baby on my lap? How am I in the
You didn't
kitchen
have the
mixing
baby,
stuff?
Victoria.
The baby was sitting in my lap.
No,
She had
the baby was not.
the baby in my lap?
But you did grab her by the hair and snatch her up off the couch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Were you people raised by wolves? Why are you grabbing her by the hair and snatching her up off the couch? play this out for me. You've got her by the hair.
Yes.
She's off the couch. You're telling her to shut your mouth. Then what?
And that was it.
What do you do when you did?
I plopped her back on the couch and told her to shut up.
What?
No, Connor did not put his hands on me, Victoria. No, you did not, Connor.
I did. I wouldn't say I just grabbed my mom in particular. I got in between them.
Thank you.
To stop it.
I didn't even do anything. I didn't even know it had happened until after she had picked me up by my hair. I didn't even know what had happened until she did that.
Maybe because we consumed half a bottle of black cherry rum.
No, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't remember anything that happened if I did that.
Her and the young girl. The bottle hadn't even been opened yet.
So you were stone cold sober.
Absolutely.
So you had all your faculties about you.
Yes, sir.
When you decided to attack her.
Yes, sir. I did. Was it wrong? I will gladly admit it was wrong. Did I overreact? You're right, I did. But Victoria has these tendencies to cause scenes.
She has a tendency to cause scenes.
I will make a scene. Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gladly say it.
Why do you two not get along?
I don't know.
You just don't have a clue?
I don't have a clue. It's Megan's philosophy.
We've known her whole life. I mean,
her philosophy on things is it's my way or the highway. And if I give her my opinion about her actions or anything she's doing, she goes off like she did in that voicemail.
Letter, don't you ever call me. Don't you ever show up around my kids. You keep your trifling away from me. I hate you. I hate you.
Can I explain that voicemail? Connor?
I thought it was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, but as up to what pushed me to that point. Connor picked at 2:35 on a Tuesday, picked me, his sister, and his brother up. His sister had been vomiting, had diarrhea, and 104.9 fever that particular morning.
She went to the hospital.
Connor came to pick me up to take them to the doctor. The whole time from the time we get there, she's cussing him out. What? You can't stop? I'm sitting here hungry. You could have come and got me something to eat the whole time. And Connor is, Victoria, chill out. I'm taking them to the doctor. The appointment is in 5 minutes. Am I correct, Connor?
Yep.
So we get to the doctor's appointment. The whole time at the doctor's appointment, Victoria is calling him. I'm packing up all your shoes and I'm going to Plato's Closet and I'm selling them. And I wanted to go do things that I wanted to do. And you need to get your ass home to watch the baby now. Well, my thinking is you've never had a problem letting my mother watch the baby. What the hell's the difference now? Connor's going to be home in a little bit. So he's getting screamed at. So finally I call my mother. Mom, what is going on? Victoria is screaming at Connor. And my mother's like, I don't know. All I know is you're taking up Victoria's time with Connor for the day, and you need to get your together and take care of your own kids. And then I blew up. You're going to be that inconsiderate that your other 2 grandchildren are ill? And I'm taking Victoria's time away from Connor? Last time I checked, family helps family out, and there are emergencies in some cases.
If they were that sick, you wouldn't have gone shopping.
We were waiting on medicine, thank you. I've ridden this rodeo a lot more than you have.
What those two are saying to each other, what business is that of yours?
When I can hear them and I'm sitting in the car with them and I can hear it, I think that becomes my business.
But this is his relationship.
You're absolutely right. So keep your mouth shut when you're around me and keep it to yourself. Don't involve me by me being able to hear the conversation.
Oh, no, he didn't involve you just because you could overhear it. If I'm in a restaurant, somebody hears me say something to my wife, that doesn't mean I involve them. They just heard it.
No, he gets in the car and he's like, I don't know what to do.
Okay, so he involved you.
Absolutely.
And then you sent a text message to Victoria.
No, I didn't. Absolutely. I don't have her number.
So you didn't send her a text message?
From his phone after she had been accusing him on multiple times. I unloaded on a text message.
So when you said no, you meant yes?
Yes.
Okay. So you sent this to Victoria. You said, this is Megan. That's how I knew.
Absolutely. Yes, yeah. I did say I sent it.
This is Megan, you selfish. I was at the doctor. Do you want me to take a picture of the doctor's release so that you know Connor was not
screwing around?
Okay. So I'm going to tell you the same thing I told my mom. Leave all of us
the hell alone.
The hell alone. Thank you for cleaning that up. And if you're dying or somebody is sick and dying, don't
call me.
Don't blank and call me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I don't want to be involved with the drama anymore. Leave me out of it.
You don't want to be involved in the drama. You thrive on drama.
No, I haven't.
You
blocked
live
their
for
numbers.
drama. You are drama.
The drama is right here. It's nowhere else. I don't have it with my husband. I don't have it with my other children.
I'm guessing you would argue with a statue.
The apple doesn't fall far from the apple tree, Dr. Phil.
She's a bit, and she's.
I'm a bitch. I'll say it. I'm a.
You say that as though it's a virtue.
Do you know what I've had to be?
No, you haven't. It's a way to protect yourself.
Well, yeah, I've had to protect myself from her all these years.
Well, I'm sorry if that's the way it was. That's not the way I remember anything.
I remember it very well. Connor has witnessed you saying ugly, mean things to me.
You said she was hateful and belittling and aren't you in her image? If that's what you say she was, that's why I asked you about insight. I mean, you're just spewing venom. You're just everything.
Because I have a lot of venom in me.
But you don't talk. You spit words out.
Because I have a lot of anger in me. Yes, I do, Dr. Phil. A lot of anger. A lot.
But that comes from the inside out. And, here comes Victoria, and, she may not be perfect, but I just can't believe she's the vile she's getting credit for. Connor says when his mom found out that he and Victoria were having a baby, she hit the roof. She accused Victoria of trapping her son because she says Victoria found out months before she got pregnant that Connor has a big inheritance coming his way. Victoria said they even recently got engaged. Or did they? Take a look.
Whether she likes it or not, Megan is going to be my mother-in-law. Connor and I got engaged in September of this year. He took me to the store and told me to pick out a ring, and we were engaged from there.
Victoria thinks we're engaged, but I'm not so sure if we are or we aren't. Technically, I guess we would be because I got the ring for her and I gave it to her, but it was never an official proposal. I did not ask Victoria to marry me. I might have second thoughts.
Whoa, that sounds like news to you. So the first part of that tape, you say he took
It's okay, we discussed it before, so it's okay.
Says you went to the store, got a ring, you were engaged.
I just assume that if you're getting a ring, everyone's going to assume you're getting engaged if you're getting someone a ring. I mean, that's just an assumption. And then, we put it on Facebook, so that's another one.
So do you not want to marry the mother of your child?
I love her to death and I would marry her. I just think that we do argue too much, and we do have a couple things that we should take care of before we make a giant step, and before we do that, and before we do get married.
Well, Connor and his fiancee, Victoria, and their 6-month-old son live with 67-year-old grandmother, Bonnie. Now, Connor's mother, Megan, says Bonnie needs to kick them to the curb and let them make their own mistakes. Do you think you're easy to get along with or hard to get along with?
It depends on the situation.
One thing I know about anger is that it's an outward manifestation of at least 3 other things. Hurt, fear, and frustration.
Absolutely.
All of those things, if they're expressed, those are vulnerabilities. But anger, on the other hand, is a more defensive posture. It's a more protective posture. Whereas hurt, fear, and frustration is kind of leading with your chin, where you can get yourself wounded even further. And so people default to anger because it seems to be more protective. But it gets really tiresome going through life like this.
Absolutely.
It just gets really tiresome. And I hate that for you.
I'm exhausted from it.
That's a burden I would really like to see you able to lay down. You've not talked to her in 7 years?
We really never spoke. She lived in my house 10 months, and I believe we had maybe 25 words. She would get on the computer at 7 in the morning, and she wouldn't get off.
Dr. Phil, I never lived with her.
You never lived in my home in Linwood?
We lived in your home, but you did not live there. I'm not going to sit there and let you lie.
She's a liar, and she's taught you to be a liar. So let's let Dr. Phil do his job.
Okay.
Let's let Dr. Phil do his job. You brought
You
me
can
here.
continue to ask
You brought
your
me here
questions,
because
Dr. Phil.
I wanted to come here.
Okay.
So let's the doctor
Let's
do
let the
his
world
job.
know just
So
how far you've lost it.
Exactly. Let the audience and Dr. Phil decide how crazy I really am.
You crazy.
Dr. Phil, please continue.
So let's talk about this woman.
Fine.
Here, you call her
This
that
woman,
girl,
yes.
this girl. Because you have a lot of specific allegations of her.
Yes, I
right?
do.
If you look over your shoulder, I made a list. You said she gave Ty psychotropic drugs via his
That's how I believe she got it into his system because of the color of his when he was sick. See, some parts are left out. When I went to see, Ty haven't said that he called me at 11 o'clock at night, literally crying. A 30-year-old West Point graduate, literally crying, saying, "Mom, please come. Something's wrong. I don't know what."
Ty had pneumonia, and we went to Kaiser Hospital. She came to the hospital with us. Yeah.
You took Ty and speeded in the back room.
All right, hold on. All right, you said she also used hoodoo and voodoo.
Yes.
On Ty.
Yes.
And that her cell number ends in 666.
And the address where they got married.
So the address where they got married.
666, telephone 666.
She had Ty in a cult.
I believe it's in a cult, the church you go to. Ty told me I would never go back to that church. Mom, it was whacked.
Are you in a cult?
No, I'm not in a cult.
We're not in a cult.
It is a small family church that we
That you
attend.
told me you would never ever go back
I
to.
never
Pentecostal,
told you I
the
would
people were
never
crazy.
go.
On my
I never
sons,
told you
on
this.
my son's
Don't do that to my brother.
Look,
Don't
look,
you do? Don't
look,
you?
look,
don't,
see, he's
you
crazy.
you
Never
use
talk
my
like
brother's
this.
as a
Never
tool,
act like
and it
this.
is
He
so
is- look at
because
him.
I'm tired of it.
He is offended at the sensibilities
I'm offended.
of you using his
I am
brother.
offended because that's how serious it is to me. He told me that. That outburst, I've never seen it in my entire life.
You've
I've
never
never
used my
seen
brother's
that.
as a tool.
That- the problem is, you know what you and Nicole did.
You said she was a spy. You said that Nicole is not her real name, that she's older, that she has more children than the two with Ty, that she is not an attorney, that she is connected to
And
people
I stand by everything I've said.
who killed Michael, that he is in danger, so you sent the black Muslims to rescue him?
Why is it a Muslim can't be black? What's the big thing about a black Muslim? Why
it's
they
two
have
different
all
sects.
color
It's
racism?
two different
Right,
sects.
and your wife deals with the worst of them.
Okay.
The worst of them.
All right, and you said that she was a plant during your political campaign.
Exactly. Okay, I was given the Democratic endorsement, and then she came along and told Ty that your mother should not accept this endorsement. I said, Ty, it's too late. They've given me too many endorsements. I can't back out now.
I mean, isn't that a little bit of intrigue for a
neighborhood.
city council in an unincorporated
Not
city?
in my neighborhood where $7 million is missing. Not in my neighborhood.
$7 million is small money compared to the money that it would take to put together this diabolical plot that you have dreamed up.
I ran for office twice while he was at West
Okay, you're not running now. Talk to me. What are you talking to them for?
Because those are women. Those are women. That's why. Those are women.
You win when you ran.
I'll come out here with y'all. Maybe she'll talk to me.
I didn't mean to. Okay, Dr. Phil, come on.
I want you, without rambling to 100 different things, tell me the basis for you saying that the mother of your grandchildren, the wife of your son, your daughter-in-law, was in collusion with your political adversaries to murder your son. That is a very serious allegation.
The people that was responsible for my son's death, she was involved with those people. Yes. Yes, I said that. And I stand by that.
Okay, well, first off, before
And let me tell you,
what
okay,
do
let me
you
tell you
say
why.
about that, Nicole?
No, I didn't have anything to do with.
Well, you're not involved in the murder of your brother-in-law.
No, not at all.
So why would your political adversaries want to murder your son?
Well, because when I ran for office, our city, if you looked up the city, they had a lot of corruption. And I had promised my constituents in the city I would never steal money and that I would make a particular entity in the city. We had given them $7 million. I would get it back.
Why?
That's what got my son.
The accident happened after she had lost the election.
So you think she got involved with these people?
I think she was. I think they sent her to us.
Supposedly she's involved because a college professor that she had in 1995 is now
Muslim
in cahoots with the people who she's accusing of stealing money, and said, well, she was in our class. Let's see if we can get her, go to Tahoe, go to his cabin and meet him,
I love
put
it.
something in him to
I love it.
brainwash him.
I love it.
And
No, let him finish.
My brother passed in a car accident. So supposedly, in my mother's world, these same people paid somebody to cause an accident.
How fast was your brother driving when this accident happened?
I hear.
According to the police
I
reports.
hear that he was speeding. I've never read the police
The
report.
witnesses said he was going at least 90.
I want to take a list of everybody that you have blamed for your son's. You know, first you
I can't
said
say names, right?
you said Ty should have taken Michael and Christopher skiing that weekend and should have helped her pick out a car that wasn't so fast. So you blamed Michael's father. You said Michael learned to drive
this is
fast
what
from
they're
him.
saying. No, this is what they're saying.
Christopher, because he was probably acting crazy in the car while Michael was driving. Did you say
They told
Mexicans
me-
cut Michael off the road?
A Mexican man whom I investigated, whom has many LLCs, who had a business in Oakland, He ran Michael off the road. And in the police report, he said he was a bishop. Not a bishop. Used to have a business in Linwood. Yeah, too many connections. Too many
Then you
connections.
say people from her campaign upset over things she knew about them.
I don't know about that. That's
Then you said Nicole, who allegedly leaked confidential campaign information to your political adversaries,
Okay, now let me
who
tell
then
you.
chased down Michael and caused the accident.
No, I didn't say that. That's their words. That is their words. I told you exactly what I said. But let me go back
You said,
to why.
quote, the man in an email to the show. You said, I would like to confront the man that caused the accident,
I sure.
my son.
I can't say his name, but I sure would.
And then you actually sent us another email where you said, I made some mistakes that caused my 19-year-old to get.
I made some mistakes. Trusting people, allowing people to come into my home
need
that
to
I
deal with
didn't
that
know.
guilt. You
that
need
I
to
didn't
deal with
know.
that guilt.
But let me go back to
But
why.
you've
Dr.
blamed
Phil.
Ty, you've blamed
Dr.
Chris,
Phil,
you've
won't
blamed
let
your
me
political
speak. You won't let
adversaries,
me
you've
speak,
blamed
Dr.
Nicole,
Phil.
you've
You
blamed
won't let me
yourself.
speak. Please, please. The reason why I said that she had something to do with it is because not 3 months after the election was over, Ty came to me and said, well, you know, I'm thinking about running for city council. I said, you're going to have to deal with the same people that you said was no good that I had to deal with.
I did. I was ready to move.
On my son's
Once again,
spirit, because it's not funny.
I want to
That's
run.
why I know something's
I
wrong
didn't even
with
want
you.
to help you with
That's
your
why
campaign.
I know something's
Why
wrong
would I
with
want to
you. Look
run
at
for
you.
city
Look how
council?
you talking.
Why would I want to run
something's
for city
wrong with you.
council?
That's what you told me, Ty.
You know,
you said
it's-
I'm thinking about putting my hat in the ring.
On a search for the truth here.
Yes.
You've written some letters. You've hired an investigator to look into Nicole's background. In August of 2012, you sent a letter to your state representative.
Yes, I did.
And in this letter, you said, during my campaign, a young woman who was dating my oldest son named Nicole, claiming to be an attorney, moved into my home and sabotaged my campaign.
For some reason, I was saying things that I would never say, like private things from the past. I'm not sure. You know, I'm like, when all of a sudden you're like, wow, why did I say that? So I'm thinking maybe I know she drank him, so I'm thinking she might have drank food.
Well,
She
you
was in
don't
the
know.
house.
You don't know she. You said you have been followed, threatened, humiliated, and called an informant, harassed at my job in both of my homes. When I threatened to go to the police, I was warned that my oldest would also be killed.
You didn't know that, huh?
No, I don't know who you deal with.
Who was it that
And why am
threatened?
I not?
Who was doing these things to you?
I had people, police following me. I had her family. I had like 3 of her people. One of them came to my house. And then I had one follow me into the Social Security office. And what they do, they make remarks. They stand next to me and say, well, your oldest son, are you married? You have kids? People just don't strike up conversations. That makes you suspicious right then and there when people strike up conversations with you. Really, for no reason.
Hold on. Search for the truth. You then wrote the Bar Association. And to the Bar Association, you said this letter is in reference to an attorney going by the name of Nicole. This woman is a fraud, dangerous, and should be prosecuted and sent to jail. I'm suspicious of her, so I hired a private investigator who found that she is not an attorney and is using someone with the same name. She is also using aliases.
What, her bar license, the Social Security number on her bar license is another one. I called the lady. I spoke with her after the detective gave me the information. How many names do you have? Are you born in June, September, or November? Are you born in 71, 70, or 75, or 76?
I can't get into your reality. It's
Yeah,
not
I
real.
guess you can't.
Okay, so
It is
you
too
wrote
real
this.
for
So
you.
you wrote this letter to the Bar Association. Then you sent a letter to President
That's
Obama.
right.
Like you don't have
right.
enough to deal with.
And you said, could you please ask Linda Sanchez
That's right.
and Hillary Clinton why their subordinates killed my son Michael and seriously injured my son Christopher? These people have killed my son by setting him up in a car accident due to his past driving record. Okay, why did you write to President Obama?
Because I just wanted some help. I just started writing everywhere because I wanted some answers
And so
I
you
wanted
thought-
some help.
So,
No.
so you thought he would call Linda Sanchez and Hillary
No,
Clinton?
but I was going to get it going. I knew I couldn't get to the president, but I knew if I write to enough people, aren't I on Dr. Phil?
Yes,
And
you
that's-
are.
And that's your doing, right?
No, that's your
Yes,
doing.
you are.
I pushed you to do it.
You pushed me to do
That's
it.
right.
You pushed
That's
me to
right.
do it
I'm
because
smarter
you
than
need
you.
help. You need help. And luckily, I'm still concerned enough about you to try to do something
What
to get
kind
you
of help do I
You
need?
need somebody to help you deal with your grief.
What?
Because you feel grief and guilt over Michael's passing.
I'm
and
gonna
unfortunately,
always feel-
the
because I
only,
trusted
let me
her to
talk.
come into my
the
house.
only change that has happened has been me marrying Nicole. So you've attached every ill that happens to Nicole.
In your mind.
No, in your voicemails.
In
everything
your
is
mind.
everything like you just said. It's that girl's fault. She did
I wanna
this.
know-
She even you, but according to you a few seconds ago, all she did when she was there is get on the computer.
She
When
had
did she
access house. She had
When
access
did
to my
she drug you?
refrigerator.
Oh,
she had
Jesus.
access to my food.
Catherine believes that her daughter-in-law, Nicole, caused the death of one of her sons 7 years ago. Nicole and Ty not only deny that claim, but Ty says his mother's comment to his wife that she wanted her to feel what it would be like to lose a child was a huge red flag to them. Now, you're shaking your head like you didn't do that?
Never.
Well, interestingly enough, she left a veiled threat about the fate of their children
It was
in a
about-
voicemail, and we have the voicemail.
He said he was going into politics, and this is what I said.
I saw the beautiful picture of the I just pray that nobody ever hurts your children because of all the people your wife's been set up and because of all the horrible things she's done. I just pray your kids don't fall like her brother fell because of the things she's done. Now, Nicole, take that. Is that good? Is that good? Now, let her think about that. She is a blessing. Well, I hope that's a puppet skill because of all the things she's done for other people. Like you call your brother. Bam! Now, Nicole, you want to bring up kids? Let's bring up how you call your brother. All her brothers, if they were even her brothers. I don't think those are her brothers. She looks completely different from that so-called brother sister. No, she was nothing like her. Now, that's a made-up name. That's not even her name. That's a made-up name.
You say that's not you?
No, some of that wasn't me. The beginning was. I couldn't even hear all the things
You
he
didn't
was
know
saying.
that your phone was still recording.
Would you like me to play it
You're
again?
talking to whoever
I
you're talking
couldn't
to
care
in the
less.
car.
Would you like me to play it? Would you like me to play it again?
Yeah, I couldn't care less. No, Dr. Phil, it's fine. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less because what I said was true. You got to Oakland and called in 2 weeks. I'm running for office. He said, how are you running for office?
called you.
You called your father and told him,
called
I'm
you.
running for school board.
I called you.
But you've been in Oakland 2 weeks and you're running for school board. You wanted to be in politics.
I did not want to
You
be in
wanted to be in politics, but you wouldn't wait your turn. I had built you up. I had built him up in the city.
It comes back to her. You see that?
No,
you see that?
But you wouldn't wait your
again,
turn.
That's
But you
the
wouldn't
whole
wait your
Michael
turn.
Corleone.
She wanted you to be in
like
politics so
Godfather plot that
bad.
she got in her head.
She
that
wanted
it's the
you to
family.
be in
It's
politics.
the family.
She wanted you to be in politics so bad.
My wife wanted me to be in
So,
politics.
oh yes, because her brother and her sister was in politics.
Okay, well, first off, we need to...
You're a liar. You was
Hang
never
on.
a liar.
Hold on.
I'm still not a liar.
You was never
I'm
a
still not a
liar.
liar. It's been ingrained in me not to lie because of the
Exactly,
school that I went
but
to.
you've
So don't
never
accuse me of
been
being
a
a liar
liar.
because you're
You've
confused
never-
and full of
that's why something's
pain.
wrong.
You're confused and full. You just said that's not even your
I'm
voice.
so
Your
full of-
voicemail.
It didn't sound like.
Oh,
I'm
God.
so full of pain until
You're so full
I'm
of
able
pain.
to survive.
But
I work every
you're
day.
living in this fictional world that's driving you crazy and everybody else.
Really?
Because all of your siblings, all of your sisters, your mother's crazy. We can't do
If
nothing with her.
I may step in here.
I'm sorry, Dr. Phil.
Did you say that wasn't you through all
It
of that
didn't sound
voicemail?
like the end of it. I don't know. But I
No,
stand
wait a
by
minute. No,
whatever
hold on.
I said.
So that was you?
Yes.
Okay.
I
just
definitely
wa-
said that.
Just wanted to
I
be
said
clear.
that.
You hired a private investigator to check her out.
Yes.
And
And I went along with what he found.
does it seem to you to be of grandiose proportion to come up with a conspiracy theory that you were sabotaged in this race for the city council seat? You came in 9th out of 12.
That was the result of me cussing out some people in Las Vegas.
Good.
that's our fault.
Glad
That's
to
our
hear
fault.
it. But that doesn't have anything to do with her. I'm trying to give you a reality check.
The only thing I've ever asked you to do is to show me the respect of a husband. Do not disrespect my wife in front of me. Do not call
When
her.
did I? I don't see you.
When did you? Before we moved out. When you decided after we came, 2 weeks after we came back from our honeymoon, you decided, well, I'm going to go stay in Linwood. You told my father, I'm about to go ruin this marriage.
That
and
was
you came
such-
down there every night I came home. You wanted to be.
When you
Let me
came and
finish.
picked up
You wanted to
$600
be
worth of Christmas
on
gifts,
the
what did I
phone.
say?
You
When you
wanted to
came
be
and
on the
picked up
phone. You wanted to call my wife out her
of
name.
Christmas
You
gifts,
went and talked to
you
my
picked up
friends in Texas.
$600 worth of
And
Christmas
this is
gifts.
exactly why I
and
haven't
what did I
accepted
say?
this is exactly
What did
why I
I say
haven't
to you?
accepted another
When
gift
you
from you.
came to pick up the gifts, I said, I love you and I
This
want
is
you to be
exactly
happy.
why
And
I
I
haven't
sent you out my
exactly
door.
why I haven't taken another
Okay,
gift
I
from
have
you.
one last question for you.
Yes, Dr. Phil.
How's this working for you?
It's not. Do something different. Insane.
Then that's